It can be said without question that 2020 was the year of the Scottish Warrior. I hadn't been invested in someone's story like I was with Drew since Kofi Mania. His story is just wholesome and inspiring to anyone, not just other wrestlers. The fact that he fought his way to the top of the WWE is highly commendable. With all of this said, I have to say, I'm tired of Drew McIntyre. It doesn't help he's on the rubbish show they call Raw. If I had to choose between death and watching Raw for the rest of my life, I'd happily choose to flatline. I can't say for sure what it is about Drew that annoys me right now, but there's definitely something because honestly, I can't stand him. And the thing is, I don't want to dislike him because he's a stand-up guy and a brilliant example of a hard worker. One of the first things that come to mind when I think about why he annoys me so much lately is how he's constantly chasing after the WWE Championship. Look, I don't mind him in the main event scene, but the guy has lost twice to Bobby Lashley. Bobby pinned him clean in the middle of the ring at this year's WrestleMania. I don't understand why he keeps jumping the line and getting opportunity after opportunity for the title. It's honestly kind of heelish how he comes out every week and conjures up some excuse as to why he deserves another shot at the title. I think Drew's time would be better spent elevating other talents on the Raw roster. Guys who have potential and could use the attention that he brings with his name. I have to be brutally honest. Drew McIntyre is overrated. There you go. I said it. I used the word overrated. One of the most used words on the internet, but with regards to Drew, I truly feel it's what best describes him currently. WWE Hall of Famers often say that it's what one does in the ring that matters. It's what you do in the ring that really matters. You could be the best character since Stone Cold. You could sell the most merchandise. You could even be the most over person in the company, but at the end of the day, as a pro wrestler, you will be remembered for what you did in between the ropes. And for me, Drew's work in the ring is quite average. Ever since his run at the top of the card, I can only list about 3 Drew McIntyre matches I can say I really enjoyed. The brutal match he had with Sheamus on an episode of Raw earlier this year. The match was hard-hitting and tough to watch at times. The two friends put on a pay-per-view worthy match on a random episode of Raw. The second match that comes to mind is the recent triple threat match between him, Braun, and Bobby. Considering the fact that most of us had low expectations for that match based off the lack of proper build-up, these 3 giant meaty men delivered one of the best matches of that night, only second to the main event. It honestly blew me away how good that match was. It was so entertaining, I wouldn't have minded if it was the main event. The third and last Drew McIntyre match which I really enjoyed watching was the Survivor Series blockbuster he had with Roman Reigns. These two had great chemistry in the match and the build-up was done perfectly, mostly thanks to Roman's one-liners. Drew is undoubtedly my favorite number 2 as well. That's it. These are the 3 matches I can think of, and my point is, you may ask? My point is, much of Drew's in-ring work is hit or miss. He doesn't deliver consistently enough like his peer Roman Reigns, who is currently in a whole league of his own. His mic skills aren't that impressive to me. I like his intensity whenever he's on the mic, but I think his mic work is missing a little nuance. Actually, it's missing a lot of nuance. Drew tends to do well in promos where he's really angry, but he's yet to show any other emotion or make me feel any other emotion except ooh. he's really angry and is about to kick that man's head off. I hated his mic work, mostly when he won the second WWE championship. And all he did at that time, when he won that championship the second time, was pander to the fans. I'm well aware he's a babyface, but damn, he didn't have to pander that much to the audience, because we, the audience, know his story and admire him for willing himself to the top of the WWE mountain. There was no need for him to seek favor from fans because we already liked him anyway. In that period, he went from Braveheart bad boy to simping for the fans. I'm saying all of this just to make you understand why I believe Drew is overrated. If you believe the total opposite, then that's okay. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. If you agree with the things I've said in this video, then I bet you would list at least one of the reasons I've mentioned as to why you're not feeling Drew at the moment. Some of you might say, but it's not Drew's fault. The overall product is just bad these days. To that I say, even when the product is at its worst, there will be highlights. For instance, the Hurt Business was the highlight of every Monday night for months. They carried Raw for weeks at some point. Right now, the best thing on Raw is definitely RK Bro, which is the newly formed tag team of the Viper Randy Orton and the Stoner, I mean original bro Matt Riddle. The dynamic between Orton and Riddle is very entertaining and made Riddle look cool again. It actually made him interesting again, just when he was beginning to flounder, in my opinion. Maybe things will be very different once live crowds are back and Drew comes out to a huge pop. Maybe that will sway my current opinion of him. Until then, I say Drew fell off and has lost most of the 2020 magic that made him the biggest babyface of that year. This is Ring Banter. I'm Kat, the African Mark, and this is my second video in less than 24 hours. I did tell you in my previous video you'll be hearing a lot from me this year, especially in the coming months, so please subscribe and remember to like this video to help your boy out. Thanks for watching, and remember to join the Banter Nation. We're in this together. As always, peace.